Tuesday now, there was 48 hours left. There was 48 hours left. I had sent out most of my things, and within 48 hours, unless something drastic happened, I was going to be put on the plane and be extradited to America. In a cubicle, they were laughing and they were saying, "Oh, we wish we could go on the escort with you, because we will drop you in Guantanamo Bay and then I would go on holiday in Florida." And another one was saying that they're going to put you in an orange jumpsuit and they're going to put goggles over your eyes. I met the children and I said goodbye to them, and this was a very difficult visit because I met my parents and I asked them to forgive me because I did not know if I would be able to see them again free or be able to touch them or hug them. And then I just fell down on prostration and I just recited,
أخي أنت حر وراء السدود أخي أنت حر بتلك القيود إذا كنت بالله مستعصما فماذا يضيرك كيد العبيد فماذا يضيرك كيد العبيد.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. At the start of June 2007, I was being held in Manchester prison in the north of England. I was on the category A unit, and for 48 hours there had been a prison officer strike, so all prisoners were confined to their cells for those 48 hours. Food would be brought to us and we just had to wait for those 48 hours inside our cells. When the doors opened, it was a Thursday morning. It was Thursday the 7th of June 2007 in the morning, and I rang my sister and she said, "Have you spoken to anyone else in the family or your lawyers?" And I said, "No, I haven't." I said, "Why? What's happened?" And she said that the House of Lords has rejected permission to hear your appeal, so unless the European Court of Human Rights intervenes, then you are going to be going to America within the next 7 days. And that then set in motion a remarkable 7 days. So 7th of June 2007, my lawyers had 7 days in which to convince the European Court of Human Rights to freeze my extradition until they look at my case. And it was very, very difficult for something like this to happen. So I began to quickly pack all my things up and give my things away. My family quickly arranged last visits to come and see me. And I remember when I was going to see my family, my parents, possibly for the last time, then the officers, 2 officers in particular, were making fun and they were gloating. And these were 2 officers who, before you go to a visit, you're subjected to a strip search in a cubicle. They were laughing and they were saying, "Oh, we wish we could go on the escort with you, because we will drop you in Guantanamo Bay and then I would go on holiday in Florida." And another one was saying that they're going to put you in an orange jumpsuit and they're going to put goggles over your eyes. And they were gloating and trying to make me, and they were singing songs like "I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again." And they were taunting me and gloating. And of course it was designed to provoke me, and I had to just laugh along with the banter and to show them that I wasn't provoked by it. But of course inside it was making me extremely angry and upset, because here I am just having said goodbye to my parents, possibly for the last time in my life that I might meet them, and these guys are just they're trying to taunt me. I met my sisters, I met my parents, I met other family members, I met the children, and I said goodbye to them. And this was a very difficult visit because I met my parents and I asked them to forgive me because I did not know if I would be able to see them again free or be able to touch them or hug them. I remember my parents, they said to me that we're proud of you and be strong and trust in Allah. It was a very difficult time. I was there with Peter Fury, who is now the famous boxing coach. He was also there on that unit with me. He was spending a lot of time with me, and he was also encouraging me and telling me to have hope. It was all the prisoners banded together, and whenever I needed to use the phone, they would let me go to the front of the queue. They were giving me a lot of support. So Thursday went, Friday went, my family visited me, Saturday, Sunday I had visits, Monday, Tuesday. Now there was 48 hours left. I had sent out most of my things, and within 48 hours, unless something drastic happened, I was going to be put on the plane and be extradited to America. Tuesday morning I had a legal visit with a lawyer. Her name was Reshma, and she worked with Fiona Murphy, who was fighting my civil case against the police for the assault that they did on me. So Reshma came to see me in the morning for some last minute legal work, and then in the lunchtime I was taken back to my cell, and the idea was that at 2 o'clock I would go back for the rest of the legal visit. I went back to my cell, and it was a lunchtime, and it was Tuesday the 12th of June 2007. I had my lunch, and then I prayed the Dhuhr prayer, and then I just fell down on prostration, and I just recited the verse from the Quran, Surah 27, Surah Naml, verse 62, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَمَّا الْيُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ وَيَجْعَلُكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ الْأَرْضِ أَإِلَهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. And who is it that responds to the one in distress when he calls upon him? And he removes that stress, he removes that distress, and he makes you leaders and inheritors of the land. Is there any God besides Allah? Little is it that you reflect. I put my head on the floor, and I said 3 times, I said, Ya Allah, Anta al-Mujib wa ana al-Muttar. Oh Allah, you are the responder, and I am the one in distress. Anta al-Mujib wa ana al-Muttar. Anta al-Mujib wa ana al-Muttar. I said that 3 times. I said, you have said this in the Quran. I didn't say it. You have said in the Quran that you respond to the one in distress. I am here telling you now, Allah, I am in distress. Respond to me now, please. I need you now. I then lifted my head off the prayer mat, and I got ready, and the officer came and opened my door, and he took me to the legal visit. 2.5 hours later, about 4:30 p.m., I came back, and I rang my sister, or I rang someone in the family, and she said, have you spoken to anyone else? And I said, no. She said, there's some good news that the European Court of Human Rights has frozen your extradition. The following day, my lawyer who was working on the case, a young man by the name of Andrew Gilbert, Andrew came to see me, and he showed me the paperwork. He told me what happened. He said, he told me a certain time, he said approximately 2:30 we got a call from the European Court of Human Rights, and the office fell silent, and Gareth, who was my senior lawyer, she answered the call, and it was the individual from the court telling Gareth that we have frozen the proceedings and instructed the UK government that they cannot extradite Mr. Ahmad until further notice, and I'm going to send this in writing the confirmation. I'm going to send this confirmation to you in writing. And about 15 minutes later, as it was on the time on the fax, he sent the confirmation that they had frozen my extradition. So I made that dua approximately 1:50 p.m. and about 40 minutes later, my lawyers got the call that they had frozen my extradition, and 15 minutes after that, the confirmation fax came through. The confirmation letter came through by fax. So within the hour of me putting my head on the floor and saying to Allah that you are the responder and I am the one in distress, and respond to me now, please, I need you to respond to me now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Please Allah, I need this one now. And within the hour, he responded to me. That is one of the most powerful verses in the Quran. If you are in distress, and this verse, it doesn't even say that he responds to the believer in distress. You don't even have to be a believer or a Muslim for that verse to apply to you, because Allah has just said that I will respond to the one in distress. Because the disbeliever, Allah is also their God. Even though this person doesn't believe in Allah, Allah is still their God. And when they call upon Him in distress, He responds to them. So Surah number 27, Surah number verse 62. أَمَّا الْيُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَا وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ وَيَجْعَلُكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ الْأَرْضِ أَإِلَهٌ مَّعَ اللَّهِ قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. Who is it that responds to the one in distress when he calls upon him, and he removes that affliction, and he makes you inheritors of the earth? Is there any God besides Allah? Little is it that you reflect. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أخي أنت حر وراء السدود، أخي أنت حر بتلك القيود. إذا كنت بالله مستعصما فماذا يضيرك كيد العبيد، فماذا يضيرك كيد العبيد. أخي أنت حر